Hi everybody, welcome to the Barcast, episode number 4 right now here. And if you hear a little bit more hype in my voice this morning, it's because we're just coming off of a race simulation. And we're here this morning with Charlene from ICBL. Good morning, Charlene.
Good morning, how are you?
I'm well, and with gorgeous George.
Gorgeous George in the place.
I'm your host, Salt, and we're talking all about BAR this time. 2020, Charlene is here, ICBL. Welcome back on board. Thank you so much for your continued sponsorship of BAR.
Yes, indeed. We're excited to hear that this is happening again. With the situation that's been going on, everyone's talking about the pandemic and so on. We are excited that people are still so very much interested in health and wellness and getting out there and doing something physical. That ICBL is committed to health and wellness. Just yesterday, actually, we joined another group, the Barbados Childhood Obesity Coalition, to do the Healthy Hampers initiative. We were distributing healthy hampers in the community, making sure that the goods and the groceries that people were receiving were not just processed foods.
Nice.
So it's a continuous process for us at ICBL. And this program, the BAR, I've been watching you on social media.
Right.
The BAR is definitely something that we look forward to. We look forward to this incredible event.
BAR_race. Actually, my first pop-up ever for BAR would have been last year, right outside of ICBL. I had a great time down there. And I think now some people from ICBL did it. Can we get some ICBL people out for BAR this year?
Now,
Charlie?
let me tell you, right? A lot of our staff, we're still working from home, and some staff are in the office and so on. And we definitely have a good relationship going on with the athletic community in ICBL. So we've been hyping it up, and we have some people who are looking forward to it. I'm hoping that we still get the same teams, because we know we had some people that could have qualified in the
full event.
The big guys. So we definitely think we should have a good complement coming out again this year. It's something, like I said, the entire company looks forward to. We have Avril Bayer. She competed with us last time. Oliver Jordan, he competed. A lot of our executive team competed as well. We don't worry. The quarantine and the COVID hasn't put too much weight on everybody.
Right. Yeah. More importantly, Charlene.
Yes.
I've heard about Oliver. I've heard about Avril. What about Charlene?
Charlene has a knee situation, but I will be there to support.
A knee situation.
Right. Actually, today we want to talk a bit about ACBL. We want to talk about the team. So it's good that you mentioned that y'all had brought teams before, because we want to get people listening right now to get their teams together, right, George?
Absolutely. And I think that, like Charlene said, there's some folks on the ICBL staff that really shouldn't be doing the corporate event anymore.
Right.
And we want to make sure that we're making the distinction between the team event and the corporate challenge.
Right.
So the team event, we're going to have 2 waves this year. And all of the people at home who are like, I want to do BAR, but it's so hard and I feel intimidated, know that there's a competitive wave for people like Salt and Obstacle Killers and those guys who are looking to get on the podium, make it to day 2 and get that fancy Rash Guard. And then there are people who just want to go out there and feel the course and be part of that big adult playground. So now you can come out. There's not as much pressure. If you can't do an obstacle, you don't get stuck. You can just do some burpees and move on. And this can be your introduction to BAR, as it were.
Right.
But I think there's some people on ICBL staff who should be doing the competitive event. They should definitely be doing the competitive event, because they're good enough now for sure.
That's true. I mean, what's really cool to me about an event like this is, as I said, people are working from home. There's a different dynamic happening in the country as it relates to how people are treating work and behaving in the island on a whole. And this is an opportunity to get together with your staff,
correct?
Get together with your team, and come out and do a wholesome event. It's going to be, the protocols are going to be established and so on, and we are going to use it as a nice bonding activity.
Right. And I think that I think it's for me, even though this is a year where many companies are under stress, so the level of sponsorship isn't quite there. I think it was important to do this event this year. Right. It's been a year where people have had many challenges, many struggles. But to do something like this that brings the community together, brings the barbarian community together, brings the fitness community together, and just gives them a day in the year where they can just have fun and enjoy it and feel part of something bigger, something wholesome as well. Yeah. I think it was important for us to make this happen. So we've gone ahead and we've spoken to the COVID unit. Obviously, PEG is 125 acres, so we should have no problem distancing over 125 acres.
That's enough.
I think so. We're going to have the protocols where all the athletes turn up in masks. There's going to be temperature checks. There's going to be sanitizers. The volunteers will be wearing masks and gloves at all the stations and cleaning out all the obstacles in between. So we're making every effort to make sure that we can have a safe event for everybody involved so that we can bring this really important venture to the community for sure.
Safety is actually very important, especially when dealing with something not this extended beyond a COVID situation, because obviously you're doing obstacles and what's not. So it's good to got some good insurance people along with you.
Correct.
Yes, indeed. And I just want to say here, we are collaborating with George again, like I said, because of the health and wellness aspect. But of course, there's insurance that you need to think about when you're doing events like this, personal accidents and so on. Yeah. And we make the process of doing insurance at ICBL very, very convenient.
Right.
I mentioned before, we're working from home, but we have all of our online facilities in operation. So you can make your payments, you can renew, you can purchase insurance, everything online at ICBL.com. And of course, we're on social media, ICBL Insurance, and on Instagram and Facebook.
And I guess y'all would have had to put in certain things in place in the office so when people start to come back and maybe open back up. Y'all got all of
Yes,
those
indeed.
facilities,
Our Robot Street head office, we are open to cash for persons who want to pay by cash. All the protocols are being established, but you don't even have to come in to pay by cash, because if you are paying by check, we have the drop boxes. If you're paying by card, you can do it online. There really is. You don't really have to come into the office really for anything, because we're making the online process so convenient. And what we've done, we've restructured our teams in the office. So we have a dedicated online team now. Right. So there might be some people who say, well, I ain't too au fait with the online thing and so on. We have a team that can talk you through that, walk you through that, fix any errors that you may encounter, and it's quick and easy. So
COVID helped y'all to expedite this. I guess it was something y'all probably had in the pipeline before.
That's right. And we were on our journey to digital transformation for a little while before. So actually, when there was the talk of the pandemic, it was very easy for us to press that switch and just go into an online process. So
you think you guys will ever go back to the way business was done before?
I don't think anybody is going back to the way business is done before. And that's not unique to ICBL. I think that's island-wide. I think that businesses have changed. Right. People's approach to how they do business has changed. Right. And we are the same. We are progressing, and everyone's progressing. The throne speech definitely shows that there's a lot of progression happening in the island.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we're on the same wavelength as that.
I just want to say that I don't think we need a referendum.
Just one for that.
Said it here first.
But yeah, a lot of things change across the island, and a lot of things are going to be better now. So we're hoping that we continue that, but it's going to be the same great service from ICBL.
Yes, indeed. That's one thing that we can guarantee will not change. We have a very good relationship with our customers. Actually, we spend a lot of time encouraging our customers on social media to participate in the bar and to do things that are related to health and wellness, eat well. When we talk about health and wellness, we have to talk about preventative care. ICBL offers a great health insurance program, and one of the components of the program is to go to the doctor and make sure that you get those checkups. Don't be worried about the payment. Don't be worried about, will I buy groceries or will I, go and get a checkup? Because we have the easy claims program in place that you really don't have to worry about paying that bill in full. You just pay your portion and we'll handle the rest.
Wow. We're living in Barbados. And hurricane season.
Yes.
You see the Atlantic Basin right now. There's 7 active systems.
Dear.
I'm sure that there's a rush on to ICBL right now for content insurance.
Let me tell you, not just over the phone, but online, as I said, people are sending us emails, info@icb.com.bb, wanting to get that home and contents cover.
Why is it important?
It's important because we want to make sure that your investment is secured. A home in 2 cents. Let's be real. And what is it Jay-Z that said if you can't buy it twice, you really can't afford it?
Right.
I surely can't buy my house twice.
I can't afford a lot.
But ICBL can help you with those claims if something were to happen. Of course, we don't want anything to happen, but if there were a hurricane or bad weather affecting the country, then home and contents insurance policy with ICBL is the way to go. And when we're talking about home and contents, we're not just talking about homeowners, we're talking about renters as well. Yeah. A lot of people in my age group, whatever that may be.
Right. 18 to 22.
18 to 25.
18 to 25. we have apartments and we have our stuff in our apartments. So we have our couch, we have our laptops, our phones, our fridge, and that kind of thing. But the actual physical structure of the home is not mine.
Right.
But the contents, they're all mine, and we want to make sure that you're taking care of those as well, and we can ensure those for you at ICBL.
Well, definitely, I have a few bar trophies that need to get insured.
Hardware.
You stole those?
Definitely stole them. And for sure, though, if I get a day to Rash Guards, I'm going to get that insured.
We cover theft and
Fair enough.
Yeah, so November the 21st and 22nd, that's the days for the team events. The day one will be when they do have the qualifying. So let's go through a bit of how that works.
Yeah, so registration opens on September 21st, and that'll be your early bird registration for all the events.
I got a code, right?
You do have it, yeah. So the promo codes, if you know any of the ambassadors, reach out to them, use their promo code, get a little discount on your registration.
Good.
October 21st, the fees bump up, obviously based on the fact that we don't know what's happening, so we rather have your money up front early so we can use it. If you wait till late, you can pay a little bit more.
Yeah.
So on the 21st is when we come and we divide everybody into waves. Again, from a safety perspective, we don't want too many persons out on the course at once. So we put you in waves, a certain number of teams for each wave. They'll run like 15 minutes apart, and that's when we're going to compete to see who's going to make day two.
Right.
Now that will be the competitive waves. They'll go first. And then the people who are coming just to have fun and just to play on the obstacle will be the open wave, and they'll go afterwards. Right. So that's going to be early afternoon on November 21st. We're looking to start a little earlier than we have done in the past, because we found one of the things that occurred last year was that as people wanted to take more time over the obstacles or take more time and enjoy the experience, they lost light. And we had some people in the gully area of Peg last year. The gully area is absolutely beautiful. I mean, there's like trees over and the dappled light coming through. It's like something from a romance novel.
Right.
That I would write.
Tiny violence.
But we don't want people getting almost to the end of the course and having to get them off the course because it's too dark.
Right.
So we're going to start those waves a little earlier. Might be a little warmer when we start, but on the East Coast, there's always that nice cooling trade winds over there to cool you down, and get people off the course relatively early. Let people know what's happening the following day, and then when they come back on day two, that's when the top 20 teams and those fancy Rash Guards are going to compete for the prizes and that podium.
For people that know, listening, never heard of bar before, how are the teams made up?
So the teams are comprised of 4 athletes in total, 2 male and 2 female. And as the obstacles go through the course, we tell you what you're going to need to do. For example, walls are going to be everybody. All 4
Everybody
people
has
have to go over the wall. And then there might be more technical obstacles where we say we need 1 female and 1 male, and so on and so forth. So everything will be stipulated to you way before the time. But in the meantime, you just get those teams together, start training. Generally, you need to be able to run, you need to be able to carry stuff, and you need to have some grip strength and some of the technical obstacles as well. So yeah, just get ready, start bringing your teams together, friends and family or foes even, and get them out there.
Because there's a lot of different, people do a lot of different ways of combining a team. Some people might say that chemistry is the most important. So they say, I get longer with Charlene, and Charlene get longer with another person. I bring one person. We bring a team, right? And Charlene and I being the glue to that team. Other people might think to themselves, you know what, I want one strong man, one fast man, one strong woman, one fast woman. Why? Understand? So what sort of formula do you think is good?
Yeah, I don't think that if you get 4 super fast runners, you're going to win this event. Right. And we saw that a little bit last year. There was a team that had the 2 best female endurance athletes on that team. Right. And that would have been the team with Laura Bryan and Emma. I want to call her Emma Moore, but that's not her name. Right. Sorry, Emma, I'm forgetting her surname. So those 2, and then they had Chippy. So there were 4 very fast, exactly, half marathon runners and so on. In fact, if anybody was there last year and they remember the course, as they came down the Horse Hill to the partner carry, Emma was the first person there. Right?
Oh, she will run forever.
Exactly. But what they lacked some of the skills. Right. So they didn't get past the rope climb on day 1. Right. So they came back on day 2 and they said, George, we know that we can't really qualify for medals or anything, but we'd like to do the course. And so they did the course. Right. And again, they did relatively well, but because they missed that skill, they couldn't actually qualify for the medal. So you need good runners, but you don't need to have the best runners on your team. You need people who can do the skills. You need people who have some upper body strength and who can do the carry. So I would think pick the person who's the best all-around athlete, pick those 4 people, put them together on a team, and you have probably the better chance of being on the podium than any specialist.
With BAR still being over a month away, though, is it too late for people to learn these skills?
No, we have it's actually 2 full months away from now. And we
Right.
have 2 more training blocks, and we do this training program at Surfside. We have a beginners and an advanced, and through the next 2 months, we're going to be giving people a chance to try all the little rigs, all the grip obstacles, the rings, the rope, etc. So I would say if you're just hearing us for the first time and you're thinking about doing the Barbados Adventure Race and you're like, nah, it's only in November and I'm ready, there's plenty of time. If you get out on the road and you start running 3 times a week, Charlene, or walking fast, right, and you come and do some upper body work in your gym, whichever gym you belong to, and you get to one of the couple training sessions and try the skills, I think it's plenty of time to at least do the open wave. And if you're coming with some fitness already, you could probably do the competitive wave as well and make day 2.
Don't forget to follow bar_race on Instagram for details of how when these training blocks are. Now the second wave of training, that would have started, they would be on week 4 now.
Correct. They're actually starting a new block. Yeah.
They're going to start a new block. Are you seeing people come in to that? Chantel comes to mind.
Right.
Who could not climb a rope before. So it only takes like 4 weeks.
4 weeks. It's about repetition, right? And the classes, we keep the class size small. So we never have more than 12 people in the class.
Right.
With 12 people, we tend to have 3 coaches there. So, and I mean, that's a really good coach to student ratio. And then the coaches can focus on the skills and make sure everybody gets individual attention. And I've been like just so impressed, even over the short period, watching people progress, improve on the skills, improve on the running, get better at the carries. And it's really been inspiration for me to watch these persons improve over the last few months.
Inspiration for you to compete. But George, because you organizing this thing all the time, George.
right.
I was gonna say.
Well, you know,
whose team are you on?
my plan was to compete last year,
Right.
as we know, and then I got an injury leading up. Like my injury came the week before the competition.
Okay.
Right.
So when you guys saw me running around Peg in those boots, I wasn't trying to be fashionable. I was just trying to stabilize my ankle.
Okay.
But I had a really bad strain last year, actually in a training session. So I'm like, I would love to be able to think that I could do this event. And I think that my team now is so strong that I could probably say, look, Monica, you take care of this. Jason, you take care of that. Effie, you got this covered, and so on. But I think I probably need one more event before I can really say I can come out and do it. I might be able to do the singles, but I definitely couldn't do the team because it's just up on the course too long. It's just, with BAR is like expect the unexpected, and that goes for the athletes and the race director as well.
Yeah.
Nice.
So here he no talking big fashion, Charlie, but he was out there yesterday with a camera. Not gonna tell you, but everybody commenting on the live saying how George huffing and puffing. So
Right.
that's
Oh, they're calling you out. But
They're calling me out. But listen, I was running along with these top tier athletes, and I wasn't at the back all the time.
I see. I find it interesting when you talk about the rope, though,
Yeah.
because that's one of the things that I think is interesting when I hear you guys talk about, doing these skills training, as you call it, with the gym.
Yeah.
These are things that I myself would think, okay, I can't do this or I can't do that. So
But you've done some CrossFit as well. So
Yeah.
rope climbing we tend to find that people who come from a CrossFit background can do the rope. People who come from an army background can do the rope and so on. It's just the other little skills that, like the rings and the monkey bars and so on, that people get on them at first and they're like, they don't know what to do. So they use all the wrong muscles. Yeah. But by the second week, they start to relax. And by the third week, they actually start to listen to the coaching. Right? Because when you put somebody on the rings or monkey bars, you tell them it's not about upper body strength, but they're holding on with their arms. And as far as they're concerned, this is the upper body exercise.
intuitive.
Right? It is, we have to, the actual idea that you have to relax and make it easier, something that people don't get at first.
I don't think I've ever been told that rings were not upper body strength.
No,
I'm like,
if you do them properly, it's basically a momentum thing. You need the minimum of strength. It's about technique more than upper body strength. And yeah, once people get that, by week 4, people are sailing through it. People are climbing the rope again because, again, it's not about upper body strength if you do it right. You're using your legs mostly actually on the rope climb. And a couple of little technique pointers, and people are starting to excel by week 3, week 4.
The good thing is, Charlene, that there is a second beginners class on Tuesdays.
Nice.
And one that you can come and join.
you see how bright my eyes are getting, right? I'm like,
that you can come and join into that one, and we can even document your journey along with ICBL.
wow.
I hope corporate is listening. And
Listen.
Oliver is like, Charlene is doing the beginners.
I think it's really interesting too when you talk about the dynamic of a team and being a cohesive unit. Because when our team did it last year, we had one guy who I don't know what to call him. He's not really CrossFit, but he can really do all those other things. We had one guy, a girl that was like 4 foot something. I rolled on them myself in my back knees. So it was interesting, but it does really cement the fact that you do need a cohesion to really make this thing happen. And
I would say if you're coming from a company background, so I mean teams that are looking to be really competitive might be teams coming from gyms or different athletes coming together. Yeah. But if you're coming from a company background, I think there's no better event to try and get people to bond. It helps to build morale.
Yeah, we did it as a department, and it really went well for us as a team. You know, sorry, Tyson, he had to do most of the lifting of us, but still, as a team, it really helped us to gel, to stay together, to learn everyone's weaknesses and strengths and so on. And we had a great time.
And you think it makes it better in the office as well?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yes, indeed. Because we spent a lot of time talking about it leading up to the event. We spent a lot of time talking about it after. We went out after. And then the dynamic working in the office at ICBL, we got along a lot better. We were always a tight unit, but we found that, I mean, after you put someone on your back and you carry them through a window, I mean, how could you not be cool, right? How could you not be cool? So.
And I guess it will also help them in almost like non-verbal communication in the department. People can say, "Oh, Charlene is about to break," so let me just back off.
All the skills at play here. Yes, indeed.
Right. Okay, so the difference between day one and day two.
George. So day one is 6 kilometers roughly, and there's 15 or so obstacles over 6 kilometers. And again, we're looking to get you through to day two if you're in that top 20 teams, right? So we expect that, the fitter athletes, the faster athletes will get through day one. And again, if you're just looking to go out and have fun and you think like a 10K course might be too strenuous and you just want to do day one, that's what you do. You come out, you register for day one, you register for the event, you come out, you play, you're not really expecting to make day two.
Right.
6K, 15 or so obstacles. Now, if you qualify for day two, now that's a longer course because obviously these are the top tier athletes and we need to make it a little tougher for them.
And they also got fancy Rash Guards.
And you qualify for one
of those. These Rash Guards though. I think I had to put an insurance policy just for these Rash Guards.
I'm telling you, like
people are a rare commodity.
People see me in the street and they're like, "George, I would give you $200 for one of Rash Guards."
Yes.
I'm like, I can't sell you one for even $2,000 because I make exactly the number. I know how soft I am, right? And I know that if people come and they beg hard enough,
you're gonna beg.
So I make exactly the number. There's 100 athletes who qualified for day two. There were before, now it's gonna be 80. We're gonna make 81, and the one is one that we keep, so we can show sponsors and stuff in the future. We're gonna frame it and put it away. You can't get one unless you qualify.
But you need to commit. You need to ensure that you commit to that because I'll tell you, I was running in my finisher shirt around the gymnasium, and somebody saw it and it was like, let me move with this girl away, boy, because once she got 100 that means she know what she's doing. Right. So let me clear the way. Yeah. So it's definitely a powerful brand. It means something.
The Rash Guard is definitely and the first Rash Guard we had, right? That was just so well designed. Again, big props to Tracy Garcia and the team at Red, who were the guys who came up with the original branding for BAR. Right. That first Rash Guard, I remember when we had to change the course on the second day. I can't remember why we had to change it, but we had to change the course and we went down through Martins Bay. And I was driving the truck in front, and all I could see was a sea of green and yellow and blue. It just looked so amazing. Yeah. So we got something coming this time to fit with the COVID times, a little more darker.
Oh, okay.
A little more like Gotham.
I was wearing Rash Guards with a mask.
I was going to say, is it? Who was it? Was it Gucci that had a little incident?
Yeah. A little more Gotham-esque design this year, but I think the guys are going to like it as well. And you cannot buy one of these people. You have to earn it. And you can only earn it by getting to day two, running that 10K course with a few more obstacles and trying to get on the podium if you can.
You come competitive with a lot of people might be thinking to themselves, "Oh, he said that it's 6K, I can't even run 6K." But I'm here to tell you that you can do it, first of all.
Yeah.
And second of all, it's 6K, but it's not 6K sprinting, guys. Anybody is not necessarily the fastest person, as George said. You could be a team of people that just get along well, gel well, run and walk some, pace yourself well, do some of the training sessions, and you can do it right.
Yeah, because some segments on the course you can't run. right? You might be having to carry a log or carry an Atlas stone and so on. So yes, you need a little bit of a fitness base, but don't feel like you go run 6K continuously. If there's 15 obstacles over 6K, you can work it out. That's about 400 meters every obstacle or every task. So you never have to run for very long continuously to be able to complete the course. Anybody can do it. Charlene's done it.
Yeah, I would let you see her doing it again as well.
I find y'all directing a lot of this at me. I heard that you were looking for a team yesterday, so
yes.
Nobody at all? You don't have anybody at all?
I'm working on a few little propositions.
Yes.
I got to get George to sign a couple releases.
Right.
But yeah, it's because I have never made day 2.
Oh.
I understand. So I do not own one of those Rash Guards. I already have the frame to put it in when I get it, but I don't have the Rash Guard to put in the frame. Right. So I'm really looking for a team, and I'm not necessarily saying I want a team that's going to win or podium, top 10 at least.
Right. but I think being fair to you, Salt, I think part of the reason Salt's never made day 2, even though he's obviously an elite athlete, is that he's always been an ambassador for BAR. Right. So he's always been about getting people involved in the event. So he would find people who just had an interest, and he would work along with them. He didn't mind if they were slow. He didn't mind if they ever go. He would just be there to try and make sure they enjoy the experience.
Yeah, that's exactly what I would actually use my job on the radio to secure a team. So literally, my last team was people that WhatsApped into Slam. I said, I'm interested, so I could come here. So that's how I found my team the last time. But at this time, some of those people are actually coming back because they were really good. But this time, I really want a Rash Guard.
This time, don't WhatsApp unless you
right now, you're recruiting.
I'm recruiting. I'm being recruited. Thanks to the Ray Sims, actually. I think that's outside of the pop-ups, which are a great place to find a team, because I understand the team with Chad, Vanessa, Jet, they came together as a result of a pop-up and the team finder. Right? So the pop-ups and the race sims are great ways to gauge who you work well with, and even working at the sessions. Right. Because Georgia often partners you up with people. You will realize, what, me and this person, we get along good, we able to, and the chemistry, I think, is really important. Right. So yeah, that's how we're going to find a team. But I'm going to probably have a team secured by October 22nd.
I hope you get your Rash Guard this year. I really do. I feel like you deserve one.
I don't know. You used to spend a lot of time at Harrison College, and George went to Harrison. We had a thing called colors, where you get a special type when you were good at sports.
That's right.
I had watercolors for first form. Still watercolors. So the Rash Guard is the new colors for me, right?
So you're a forced athlete. You're not a natural, you think?
I'm genetically predisposed to being athletic, but what BAR has done for me was open up parts of my brain that mental strength that I didn't know that I had, an ability to suffer, an ability to be more committed to a cause. So that's why I get the name Salt. I play hockey for Harrison College. I run cross country. I actually did a little bit of track and field for Harrison College. I play football. I play house cricket. Every sport I come around, I would try my hand out, but I would never stick to anything long enough to I never play volleyball though, sorry. Right, so I think that with BAR now, it has helped me, even though I'm still cycling, I'm still running, but everything that I do athletic-wise is geared towards how can this help me become a better barbarian.
Wow. I feel like I've seen your development though. I mean, over the years, I feel like I've seen your development as an athlete. And when I see you where you are now, I was like, was Salt always an athlete? Because I feel like there's a time when I don't remember you in that space. And then all of a sudden I see you, like, you're running and you're cycling and you're excelling at the bar. I feel like I've seen your development.
I actually remember when I was an ambassador for a company. I won't call it name, but they had called me and I said that they had a set of sports people and a set of entertainers, and they were like, well, we're dropping all the entertainers. And I was like, too bad for them. Good to know y'all keeping me. They're like, no, we have you on the entertainment.
But I think for as long as I've known Salt, I know I would be hiking through St. John, I see Salt on his bike. You would see a 5K race and you would see Salt in your picture. We had our Surfside 3Ks and Salt would be doing well. So I think maybe general public might not have known
Yeah.
him as an athlete, but people who were close to him would see it.
Right.
And now, obviously, with the kind of bar status and how
Yeah.
big that's grown, and him being an ambassador for bar, that's kind of made it more obvious to the public. But it was always there, I'm guessing.
So it's all about bar, November the 21st and the 22nd, right, George?
Correct. Yes, and make sure you get online and register as soon as possible. Registration opens September 21st.
Speaking of online,
Yes.
we know we got all these online stuff going on with ACBL. It was always in the pipeline, but no, it's on the forefront. So
That's
tell us
right.
all about what we can do with ACBL.
That's right. You can do everything. You can do everything insurance-wise with ICBL on our website, www.icbl.com. We're talking about making it convenient for our customers. We can partner so easily with George because he understands that. He understands the love that we have for our customers, the same way you have for your athletes. It's something that we share. So we want to make sure that we're making it convenient for our customers. You can send us an email to info@icb.com.bb. It's been really hot outside, so we really don't want anyone to be out there in that heat.
Yeah.
So make sure you are in the comfort of your home, the comfort of a nice cafe. Do your business online. Your payment options are there. You can pay through the client portal. You can pay using a bank-to-bank payment transfer. You can drive through and drop it in the drop box at head office. You can go to SurePay. There's so many banks that are doing, like I said, the online transactions. We have so many different payment options for you. You can find out more on our social media. That's ICBL Insurance on Instagram and Insurance Corporation of Barbados Limited on Facebook. We're also on LinkedIn as well, and we share your videos and so on our YouTube.
All right, don't forget to follow Bar Race on Instagram. That's bar_race on Instagram for all of the updates. You get the updates on the race sims, the training sessions, how you can get involved, as well as registration options.
Correct. And on Facebook for, the kind of more senior barbarians. Apparently people, young people don't use Facebook
when did
anymore.
that happen?
Yeah, I know, right?
It happened when older people came on Facebook.
You're like, my parents on Facebook? Nah, I leave it the same. So yeah, that's Barbados Adventure Race on Facebook. And if you're still looking for a team, there is a page on Facebook called Barbados Adventure Race Team Finder. So you go in there and you say what you're looking for. You say, I'm looking to go out there and enjoy the experience, or I'm looking to go out there and be competitive, or I'm looking to go out there and win. And then you'll find some like-minded people, and hopefully you can keep Salt off the podium, because I don't know if we will ever be able to live with Salt again if he gets on that podium.
Well, George, speaking of senior people, I saw you recorded a whole live yesterday. Wait, is the live still on Instagram?
The live is still on Instagram. Now, I ran most of the last sim that we had, and I was probably in a little better shape, but also I think the first half of that sim kind of wore out the athletes. Mm-hmm. So I was running at the front with this athlete, and he was like, George really clocking, but he was tired.
Right.
So I started this one from the beginning
Right.
with the men, and the men started, it was a little slight incline, and I'm running and I'm holding the camera and I'm talking, and I realized I can't talk no more. And I realized I can't even keep up with the men no more, so I tried to
Start to fade away.
yeah, so I made it seem like I was waiting for the ladies who were starting 2 minutes late. I'm gonna let the guys go now, and I'll try and give you some coverage on the lake and even get a breath.
Sound like
between.
Serena in that last game.
I'm telling you, man, it was crazy. But these were obviously the elite athletes that we were talking about, and not everybody's gonna be to that standard. So you come out and find your place within the Barbados Adventure Race and become a part of the tribe for sure.
I was going to tell everybody before we wrap up that it is a very welcoming community. Everyone is so positive. Everyone is so encouraging. And that's why I love being a part of the bar community. All right, guys, that's it for another Bar podcast. That was episode 4. Thank you so much, Charlene, for joining us. ICBL, thank you all so much for continuing to partner with the Barbados Adventure Race.